Off the Grid saw the largest influx of gamers unfamiliar with crypto in crypto gaming history, and it is only just the beginning, as the industry reaches a very specific point in its cycle. I've been in crypto gaming for the past 4 years, and I have seen hundreds of games fail relentlessly, and a handful survive to reach this very moment. I've played many of them, and up until this point, they haven't been as good as their Web 2 counterparts, but that will change very, very soon. And to say crypto gaming is dead wrong, okay? I will detail some of the strides made in crypto gaming in 2024, and how it compares to not only gaming as a whole, but industry standards for video games, and why we are at the most bullish part of the entire crypto gaming cycle. Axie Infinity blew up in 2021 and took the world by storm when millions of players joined from all around the world to try out the first major crypto gaming success. Unique scholarship systems that helped out player numbers, and this is when all of the new gaming studios formed to build their own crypto games. This means that they've been in development for just over 3 years at this stage. AAA games and other major successes from the past decade took significantly longer and had a much larger player base to work with. Here is an example from this Nintendo article on GameRant. Nintendo says that Tears of the Kingdom took 6 years to develop, and Metroid Prime 4 took 8 years. We can also see here from Arc Academy that indie games like Among Us or Stardew Valley took around 2 years to develop, whereas Grand Theft Auto 5 took 5 years and over 1,000 people. There is no single studio in crypto gaming that has 1,000 people working on a single game at any given time. With all that in mind, let's see where the top performing games are after only 3 years of development. Nothing compared to what top AAA studios take to actually develop their games. First up, we've got Off the Grid. Right here, you can see it actually looks really, really awesome. They have PvP, PvE, a map almost as large as PUBG. I think it might actually even be larger that they're working on. All these different Cyberlink features and everything else as well. There is a lot happening with this Battle Royale shooter. And if we have a look at this tweet from Apex, I've got quite a few of his tweets here, we can see that there was 850,000 daily active addresses right after this game came out with their big marketing push, and over 7 million wallet addresses were actually registered for the Off the Grid game. You can also see that on the viewership side of things, there were 26,000 viewers on Twitch and 40,000 viewers on YouTube. Off the Grid did an insane numbers for any crypto game at launch, and many non-crypto native players were actually playing this game on a daily basis, and many of them probably still are. And when new upgrades like the PvE and the massive Battle Royale game modes come out, as aside from the extraction shooter, then it's going to blow up to even bigger numbers, and I truly believe that. This game is incredible, and to say that crypto gaming is dead could not be further from the truth. This is barely 4 years of development for Off the Grid. And they're pulling in numbers that PUBG used to pull in on day one. Many other large AAA games like Warzone are pulling. They're pulling the same viewership numbers, the same number of players. And the game is not quite as polished as Warzone, but before long, I'm sure it will be. The next one we've got here is something that you might not have actually seen before, and it's Shatterline. I've actually only played this once, and I want to play it more. I did buy the game and everything like that. It was like $7. I recommend you get it on Epic Games. Shatterline is amazing, okay? It is actually so much fun. It's like a roguelike co-op shooter thing. Think like not Slay the Spire, but think like Hades or Slay the Spire maybe meets Destiny, or at least like OG Destiny, what I remember Destiny to be. And it is really fun. The environments all look really cool. The characters are all really neat as well. I actually really like them all. It's got a bunch of different game modes and things like that. I've only played the co-op. I'm not really that interested in the team deathmatch side of things, but it is a really fun game. As you can see here from Nodi's post, it combines PvE, PvP, and RPG progression all together in one bundle, and they've done a really good job of it. You can see from the Shatterline footage here, you got your 3 characters, they jump into the game. They've all got different abilities and things like that. You pick up and upgrade weapons over time through the roguelike features. The team deathmatch, I'm sure, is a lot of fun, but there aren't many Australian players, so it's hard for me to find a game without high ping or anything like that. But I know a lot of those in the US and Europe and stuff like that are absolutely loving this game. It's actually got some awesome level of polish on it. I can't remember exactly what the story was, but I believe it was either PUBG or Warzone. I think it was Warzone. A bunch of the head developers of like Warzone and stuff split off into 2 factions to build Off the Grid and Shatterline, and that is what we're looking at right here. You can also see from their initial Steam playtest, it had 29,000 positive reviews on Steam. You can see right below my head here, 29,000 positive reviews. Recently, it's had 65 negative. I'm assuming because it can't actually release on Steam because it's got crypto elements. So we can neglect them if you think, I don't know, they're not that important. But for the game and the gameplay itself, everyone absolutely loved it. And it's an awesome game. If you haven't tried it yet, I highly recommend you give it a shot. The next thing we've got here is Pirate Nation. Now, this game isn't for everyone, but you can just jump in, jump on the high seas, go and find some different chests, items, collect them. This is basically a pirate MMO with a really neat voxels art style. It's on the browser. And not only that, but it is going to come to mobile very, very soon. So this is going to be a premium mobile MMO. I need to change my captain. That's funny. A premium mobile MMO pirate on the high seas, and just wait until they get all their new features in there. They're the first fully on-chain game that doesn't just break every 2 minutes. It is really, really working well. Basically, no more need for APIs. Anyone can build on top of this game because it's on-chain in the way that it is, which is actually game-changing for indie games in general, let's say, but for any game at all. Okay. The other thing is from statistics from the number of Pirate Nation players by tier. This is back from the end of or late 2024. You can see that the points, there were 200,000 total players playing and getting points in this game. If we subtract those last 60,000, because there weren't that many of them, you've got 130,000 players that are playing this and dedicated to this game day in and day out. Just wait till it comes to mobile. It's going to be actually the biggest thing in crypto gaming, or casual crypto gaming, if you want to call it that, because there's AAA crypto games and the more casual variety that's kind of like this. And they're both finding different player audiences, and they're both doing extremely well. Not only that, but this thing has $2 million in monthly revenue, which is absolutely awesome. And not only that, they've started burning pirate tokens as well, and their systems have only improved from this point onwards. They are actually doing insane work out here in crypto gaming. On the similar note, we've also got Pixels Online, which is a really much more of a cozy farming sim MMO. A lot of people really like it. I played it a little bit. It is on the browser and on the phone as well, so it's similar to Pirate Nation in a few aspects. Not my style. I much prefer the voxel style of Pirate Nation, but if you're much more into the 8-bit style and aesthetic, tons and tons of people are playing this, especially those that used to love playing Axie Infinity. You can get your own land and own this virtual economy. Really great work for an on-chain game as well. As we can see from this Jaihoz post, there's 1 million daily active players on this game right now, and the app of the cycle is here, and it's called Pixels Online. It had 5,000 daily active, and it was the most played game on Polygon. When it migrated, it got 1 million players. So Ronin has a huge player base of active Web3 gamers. If you're building a new game, especially in the niche of a bit more casual audience, definitely consider Ronin or the Pirate Nation Apex chain. And the other thing is that since it has 150,000 concurrent users at any given time, it would actually place it at 9 on the Steam charts, or at least that was back from April or whatever, which is really, really awesome. It's probably still around 9 or 10 on the Steam charts if you think about it in that way. And it's doing amazing things for the crypto gaming space. It's a game with more players than most of the large games in the world, okay? Like that is not something to snuff at. Anyone who's saying crypto gaming is dead is not understanding the potential here. The next one we've got is Ravenquest. I played this for quite a bit. I actually really enjoy this game. It's got so many features, it's not even funny. Guild Wars, arenas, Raven cards, skill-based crafting and gathering. I've never been a big full-on MMO guy, so this is not really my style of game, but they just came to mobile, and so their player numbers and everything we're about to see are actually going to expand even further. It's actually so exciting. The other thing we can see is that Phase 2 saw 74,000 unique adventurers, and this was like a limited beta, not that easy to get into, and then not that many people know about it. People are just waiting for the full launch. You can also see from Phase 1 some Twitch stats where there were 700,000 total unique viewers, 780 unique streamers, and 6,000 peak concurrent viewers, which is very good for a Twitch category, okay? Not only that, but it's actually a really fun MMO for those that are into this sort of game. And their other game that's Web 2, Raven Dawn, sees even better numbers than this on a daily basis. And so there is popularity for this genre, and they're doing really well in the crypto gaming space. If there's anything I've learned, crypto gamers love battle royales, shooters, and they really love MMOs. Let's put it that way. So this one combines them all, okay? And we've got Wilder World, okay? Wilder World is like next level graphically. The driving game is already on Epic Games. Recommend you go and check it out. It's actually like peak. I'm not a big driving guy, but I absolutely loved it. It's my favorite driving game, but maybe that's because I don't play that many. You know what? Mario Kart's up there. But anyways, it's great. You can see visually it's stunning. There are so many different assets in this world, and they're building a world's first metaverse. Okay, we've seen metaverses before, but none of them look and feel like this one does. This is much more like Cyberpunk 2077 metaverse, lots of quests, lots of things, shooter games and things like that, racing. There's so many things to be excited for with Wilder World. You can also see that the trailer on X has 1.1 million views, and then the trailer on YouTube has also 1.3 million views. You can see this thing is actually incredible. It's so beautiful to look at. And when you see all the different characters and things like that in this trailer, oh, chef's kiss. I can't wait to jump into this world. Everything you're seeing in this scene right here, okay? Everything here you can explore, okay? This map is like, it was something like 4 or 5 times bigger than the GTA 5 map, okay? If you're willing to explore a brand new city, a brand new metaverse, this one is amazing, okay? I definitely highly recommend it. And the last game I've got for you today is Illuvium. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave Illuvium out. As far as IP and general world building goes, it is second to none. Look at all these characters, look at all these visuals. All of the art has been handcrafted by some of the top artists in the world. And once the gameplay and things start to improve and get fixed over at the end of this year, in mid-2026, that sort of stuff, this thing is going to be one of the most fun games, and like, you're just going to get so attached to all these alluvials. Look at these different creatures in the game. I'm going to scroll. I'm sure it's here somewhere. Okay, it's not on this page. But look at all these insane different effects, suits, items. Look at all these different creatures. You've got a Doka there, a Chukundi. There's a Scoriox. They're so amazing. They're so much better than even the first 151 Pokemon, visually at least. Their personalities are pretty good. But as the world building, the quest, the lore starts to get built out, this thing will be like undeniably amazing in all of gaming, crypto gaming, and whatever else you want to say. It also has the largest opening roster for any creature capturer, where they launched with over 205 creatures in this game. The the other thing is it has some really good 2023 stats, where right as it started to make some waves, it had 23,000 downloads, 130,000 matches played, and the 30% 7-day retention. This is mostly for the auto battle side of the game. Illuvium is building 3 separate games, and they're not quite there yet. They're getting really close to being super polished, especially the auto battler, with heaps of concurrent players. And even now, over 100,000 people have downloaded and tested Illuvium at one stage or another, and they're going to bring them all back before the middle of this year. So this is a game you definitely want to keep your eye on. It's doing some amazing stuff as well. It's now closer to the TFT quality than ever before. Once they get rid of the crashes and add those new features that are coming out very soon, you're going to be like kicking yourself that you weren't actually watching this game closer, all right? So many of the top titles launched in Web 2 gaming often see success in their sequels, like Palworld's a pretty good example, where Craftopia didn't really do much, or from utilizing lessons learned from previous iterations. Now, By the end of 2025, we will be at the end of the first iteration of crypto gaming. Not the first wasn't 2-3 years ago. The first is the end of 2025. Many games will be directly competitive to Web 2 gaming, although not quite as polished or perfect, but mostly they won't be there quite yet. But over the next 2 to 3 years, we will see them evolve and see second and third games get released that fix all of the problems we have seen in the past 2 years in this space. At that stage, crypto gaming will be thriving, have thriving ecosystems, and have amazing uses for blockchain technology, even more than it is right now, like I just showed you. So don't fade it, because game development takes time, and we are almost at the stage of maturity in this industry. I hope you learned something today. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, as I hope to make more content like this, and leave a comment for any top tier games I might have missed down below. If you want to learn more about Illuvium, then check out this huge update announcement they just dropped talking about the new MMO that is coming out. As I said, crypto gamers love MMOs.